Everything you need to know about Kenya's 14.5 billion Konza technology city. Hello Displorers, welcome to another informative video presented to you by Displore, and thanks for watching. In this video we shall look at Kenya's new Konza technology city, which is worth over $14.5 billion. The African continent is going through a rapid phase of construction and refurbishment of old and dilapidated parts of the continent, with many nations doing everything to give itself that fresh facelift. The famous Akon city in Senegal is in process to create a completely digital city. Nations like Egypt, Rwanda have not been left behind on this current technology city trend. To watch the video on Akon City, Rwanda's and Egypt's new capital city, click on the cards linked above. Kenya has no intentions of staying behind as it has joined the race to create new technological cities within the country's boundaries. Silicon Savannah is a term used to refer to the technology ecosystem in Kenya. The term is a play on Silicon Valley and the grassland savanna ecosystem that is a dominant feature of Kenya's ecology. It is known for producing the social enterprise M-Kopa. This term became associated with Konza Technology City, a planned urban development in Machakos and Makueni counties that would focus on offering services related to information technology to support tech entrepreneurs in Kenya. Before heading into profiling the city planned in Kenya, let us first understand what is Konza in Kenya. If you're new here, welcome. Be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our videos. Konza Technopolis, previously called Konza Technology City, is a large technology hub planned by the government of Kenya to be built 64 kilometers south of Nairobi on the way to the port city of Mombasa. It is marketed as a key driver of Kenya's National Development Plan, known as Kenya Vision 2030, and the intentions are to make it a grand facelift to the East African nation, given its grand elaborate plan. The plan of Konza City. Konza Technopolis is a business process outsourcing project that is being marketed by the Kenyan government through Kenya ICT Board. It is dubbed Where African Silicon Savannah Begins. According to the Konza information website, the project wants to attract business process outsourcing, software development, data centers, disaster recovery centers, call centers, and light assembly manufacturing industries, and build a university campus focused on research and technology, as well as hotels, residential areas, schools, and hospitals. It is also intended to include a science park, a convention center, shopping malls, hotels, international schools, and a health facility. The project is intended to be built on 2,000 hectares of land in Machakos County. It is estimated to cost approximately $14.5 billion. It is marketed as a key driver of Kenya's National Development Plan, known as Kenya Vision 2030. To achieve such elaborate and ambitious plan, it will require the best designs and team to accomplish. Design and team for the Konza City. The Ministry of Information and Communications in Kenya and International Finance Corporation engaged Master Delivery Partner 1 to prepare a detailed business plan and master plan for Phase 1 in July 2012. The expression of interest for this assignment attracted over 22 firm responses, narrowed to 6 in a short list. The Ministry and IFC selected the team led by HRNA Advisors Inc. of New York City, leading a 6-firm international team, with planning, OZ Architecture, Tetra Tech, and Dar Al Hadanza. HRNA Advisors Inc. is a real estate and economic development advisory firm specializing in large-scale master plan implementation. The SHOP Architectures are an architecture and planning firm creating the concept of design for the sales pavilion and the urban design for Phase 1. Dalberg Global Development Advisors is an international strategy consulting firm with a Nairobi presence advising on economic strategy, tenant outreach, and organizational strategy for the Côte d'Ar. Center for Urban and Regional Planning, a Nairobi-based physical planning firm preparing the local physical development plan for Konza, while OZ Architecture is a design firm providing sustainability strategies for Konza. The Tetra Tech also is an international engineering services developing firm is developing the infrastructure concepts for Konza, and Dar Al Hadanza being an international engineering service firm carrying out the construction supervision services. With this 6-company strong team, the design and supervision of Konza is well bound on its way, and hence the development of the city is one of the major concerns to Kenya and its partners. Development of the Konza City. Konza Technopolis was allowed by the Parliament Accounts Committee and endorsed by the Kenyan government. The initial feasibility and concept master plan were prepared jointly by Deloitte and Pearl Frischmann. a UK-based design consultancy and funded by the International Finance Corporation (IFC). At that stage, the project brief was limited to a technology park of 280 hectares with BPO/IT businesses at its core. During this feasibility study, Pearl Frischman proposed a city Konza Technology City to make the technology park a more viable destination. The Kenyan government agreed and commissioned a new master plan for a city of 2,000 hectares that was completed by Pearl Frischman. Source of finance for Konza City. The project will be financed both by the Kenyan government as well as foreign investors such as China. Kenya has turned thus to China over the past few years for funds, technology and equipment to develop its infrastructure, including its biggest project since independence, a new railway linking Mombasa to Nairobi, opened in the year 2017. The new funding program will consist of loans at low interest rates and partnerships with private firms. The tech city will be built in Konza, about an hour's drive from Nairobi. Chinese telecoms firm Huawei will develop the Konza project according to the statement from President Uhuru Kenyatta's office. It was issued from Beijing, where Kenyatta is attending the Second Belt and Road Forum. So far, Nairobi, Kenya has secured $666 million in funding from China to build a data center in the tech city currently under construction and a highway in Nairobi. The highway in the capital linking the main airport with the suburbs will also be built by China Road and Bridge Corporation. Critics accuse Kenyatta's government for saddling future generations with unbearable debt burdens by borrowing more funds from China. But the government says borrowing to build infrastructure will spur economic development. Kenya's Konza city becomes a nightmare. The plan to turn Kenya into an Africa's leading technology hub by 2030 is faced with severe and several speed breaks, as there is very little to show for the plans designed and technological city envisaged. The grander plan for making Konza City a home to at least 20,000 people by 2030 has not been realized because of allegedly over-grandiose plans led to tape and a lack of funding, leaving the $14.5 billion city behind schedule. It has taken too long and I think people have moved on, said tech entrepreneur Josiah Mbungabi, founder of Alba.one, a Nairobi-based software company who was initially excited by the government's ambitious project. Nobody can wait that long for a city to be built. For a tech entrepreneur, they think about their startup, which will be 2 to 3 years down the line, said Mr. Josiah Mungambi. The first building has yet to be completed on the 5,000-acre former cattle ranch 3 years after breaking ground, and the business has shifted its focus to other African countries like Rwanda, Senegal, with competing visions to become modern tech hubs. Other smart cities planned across Africa include Nigeria's Eco Atlantic City near Lagos, which will house 250,000 people on land reclaimed from the sea. Ghana's Hope City and an Ethiopian city styled at the real Wakanda after the film Black Panther. Thus, bringing such utopian schemes to life, it is no easy task for African governments, which are struggling to provide adequate roads, power, water and security to their existing cities. But it is a hope that they do better, given such plans, although ambitions are hope beacons for the young African population for the future. Controversies associated with the Konza city. And Kenya has a habit of upsetting big benefactors. In November, the National reported that Kenya's President Uhuru Kenyatta had called for a halt on imports of Chinese tilapia, which he believed were flooding the market and harming the local fishing industry. The Chinese government responded angrily, saying it would impose its own sanctions on Kenya. It also warned that it could pull Phase 2 funding of the Standard Gauge Railway, which will link Nairobi with Mombasa, Kenya's main Indian Ocean port. The SGR has been financed by the People's Republic, and at an estimated cost of $3.2 billion, it is another expensive post-independence infrastructure project. Although China has backtracked and stated that the strategic partnership with Kenya will not be affected and that it will not even associate the issue of fish import with other cooperative projects, as well as also promising to continue to foot the bill for the SRG. But given China's big track record of withdrawing funds unceremoniously from some projects around Africa, we should take these promises with a grain of salt. In Kenya, many see this planned new city as an unnecessary extravagance, albeit an ill-fated one meant to promote corruption and fuel the egos of the authorities. They believe that upgrading infrastructure in slums such as Kibera in Nairobi to provide water and a better sewage system is equally as important as building a new city such as Konza. Senior urban specialists with the World Bank in Kenya such as Abdul Muwonge believe it as an unnecessary show-off by the government and missing the mark when it comes to development. Some critics say that Konza was ill-conceived from the start. The vision is wrong, the vision is too big, said Ali Khan Sachu, the Nairobi-based independent financial analyst. This is miles from anywhere. They are not leveraging the existing infrastructure. It is assuming that you can build in academia, you can bring in venture capital, you can bring in corporates. The first serious hurdle arose in 2012 when the National Land Commission, which manages public land, introduced a cumbersome and land acquisition procedure, said Bitange Ndemo, who led a team that conceived Konza Technopolis in 2008. The NLC was saying that we should follow the process of acquiring public land, which would take years to complete, said Mr. Ndemo, now an associate professor of business at the University of Nairobi. The delays caused at least one deal with a German university to fall through. He said as the process was much slower than the old one where investors signed deals directly with government ministries which took care of land leases. Tremendous opportunities of Konza City. Despite the controversies of this project, it pulls through, there are a number of opportunities for the nation. The 20 years project is expected to create more than 200,000 jobs. It is expected to spur massive trade and investment as well as create thousands of employment opportunities for young Kenyans in the ICT sector. President Mwai Kibaki said at the ceremony to launch the construction, adding it would be a game changer for the country's development. He called on domestic and foreign investors to take advantage of Konza's tremendous opportunities. When the plan was announced after the last elections, property prices in the area soared, reporters say. The project might be ambitious and somehow not hitting the mark, but its completion will set Kenya on a different stage and level and footing amongst its peer nations. Besides, the city will attract business process outsourcing, software development, data centers, disaster recovery centers, call centers, and light assembly manufacturing industries. Our university campus focus on research and technology as well as hotels, residential areas, schools, and hospitals. This is a game-changing project for Kenya, whose benefits cannot be underestimated. There you have it, explorers. That was everything you needed to know about Kenya's Konza Technology City. Thanks for watching this video. If you want us to cover any of your top 10 topics, leave us suggestions in the comments and we will do well to grant your request. Also, if you did enjoy this video, do well to give it a thumbs up and do not forget to subscribe and share with your friends.